so he assigned Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne to get the most out of those areas. Man City started pushing forward and concentrated on this concept: get the ball to the wing and then use the half spaces. When the ball was with Riyad Mahrez, De Bruyne always had enough spaces to complete forward runs. And that's exactly how the first goal was scored. Hello there everyone, it is Mitsu here and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we will have an in-depth analysis of the Champions League semi-final between Man City and Real Madrid. Both teams started the game with 4-3-3 on paper. However, Real Madrid used this 4-5-1 during the defensive phase. Carlo Ancelotti started the game defensively. You can see how the team was using a low block. Pep Guardiola wanted to stretch the defensive line to exploit the half spaces, so he assigned Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne to get the most out of those areas. As a response to that, Valverde would drop down to cover De Bruyne. Man City started pushing forward and concentrated on this concept: get the ball to the wing and then use the half spaces. When the ball was with Riyad Mahrez, De Bruyne always had enough spaces to complete forward runs. And that's exactly how the first goal was scored. Phil Foden and Riyad Mahrez on the wings to stretch the defensive line. The low defensive block allowed City to push forward. Once Riyad Mahrez received the ball, he started to link up with Bernardo, who was already exploiting the half spaces. This obviously pulled a lot of attention towards them. Mahrez was able to keep the ball with him and dribble forward. So as a result, 5 players were marking Mahrez and Bernardo, while 3 players were marking Gabriel Jesus and Foden, and Kevin De Bruyne was left unmarked. Toni Kroos faced some problems in the midfield as Real Madrid were not able to keep the ball on the ground. Kroos was often found alone between multiple players from City. Modric and Valverde were very far away from him. Also, due to the high pressure, the team was forced to launch long balls and lose possession. Before we continue, I wanted to let you guys know that OFN is now available for Android as well as iOS. If you haven't heard about it yet, OFN is one of the best applications to have if you want to step your game up. They are working with many top class coaches from clubs like Manchester United, Valencia, West Ham and much more. They target youth and amateur footballers to help them go pro. The tips and analysis on the app will have a direct impact on your playstyle. So don't waste this opportunity and use the link in the description to download it today. Now, Pep Guardiola used a 4-4-2 during the defensive phase. Gabriel Jesus and Kevin De Bruyne were the 2 players applying the high pressure on the defenders, while Phil Foden was responsible to get back on the defensive duties to help keep the defensive line as compact as possible. Real Madrid, on the other hand, seemed to instantly apply high pressure whenever Ederson had the ball. Ancelotti didn't want to give Man City so much time during the build-ups. Ederson actually did some mistakes due to this high pressure, but Madrid were not able to convert those chances. Man City performed some counter-attacks after getting rid of this pressure. A couple of minutes later and they were able to score the second goal, after a counter-attack as well, but Militao was pulled out of possession this time and Toni Kroos was trying to cover up. Guardiola was concentrating on the quick transitions, as you can see, and Man City were able to get the advantage from the poor defending inside the box. Ancelotti tried to respond quickly with a couple of changes. Valverde had the responsibility to mark Bernardo Silva. This had a direct impact as it decreased the danger from the link-ups in the half spaces. Luka Modric also dropped down with Toni Kroos whenever Man City were not applying high pressure, but was positioned here when they applied the pressure to help with the long balls. This was still an issue in the midfield, so we saw Karim Benzema dropping down to help with the build-ups. Man City continued to perform some counters, but were not able to convert the chances. Madrid started pushing forward with multiple players between the lines, leaving spaces for the fullbacks on the sides. And that's how they scored their first goal. 3 players asking for the ball between the lines and Mendy had enough spaces to cross the ball to Benzema inside the box. Guardiola responded with more high pressure and Real Madrid's midfield problem continued. Before we continue, I wanted to remind you guys that you can get 50% off on any subscription of your choice at the Econo Coaches Academy by using the code MITSUGR from the link in the description. If you want to take your game to the next level, the coaches at the Econo Academy will serve you right. With online webinars discussing a range of different tactical topics, weekly secrets, training drills, and match tactical analysis, you will notice huge improvements as a player or even as a coach. As usual, you will be receiving your first 15 days for free, during which you can access up to 2 hours worth of tactical videos. Remember that you can cancel at any time during the free period, so sign up right now from the link in the description. Moving to the second half. Both teams did not make any changes during the break. Ancelotti did not seem to figure out a suitable option to fix the midfield issue. We saw more link-up plays on the sides from both teams in the second half. Man City's compact zonal system did not give Ancelotti the spaces he was looking for. Real Madrid seemed to look outnumbered whenever Man City performed any link-up plays. Ancelotti started applying high pressure to force mistakes in the build-ups. However, Pep Guardiola's side responded quickly with multiple counterattacks. Madrid were completely out of shape in those scenarios. But Carlo Ancelotti continued applying the high pressure, and the game started leveling up as Pep Guardiola responded with very similar high pressure as well. So one mistake only from any side was enough, and that's exactly how Man City scored the third goal. Man City forced this mistake in the build-up after applying the high pressure. They were able to convert this chance after a quick off-the-ball movement and a cross inside the box. However, Real Madrid were able to respond very quickly. Man City continued to apply the high pressure following their goal, but this time Real Madrid was able to counter the high pressure, with quick and short passes leading to a final long pass to Vinicius. After this goal, we noticed a drop in the form of Man City. Real Madrid started pushing forward. Man City's attacking phase did not have so many players as usual, and Real Madrid were able to keep the ball on the ground. Everyone was waiting for Pep Guardiola's reaction. And after a couple of minutes, Man City started pushing forward again and concentrated on the link-up plays on the sides. Carlo Ancelotti seemed to be satisfied with the score and subbed in Camavinga for Rodrigo to have more players in the midfield. Ancelotti noticed that Guardiola is aiming for the spaces between the midfield and defensive lines, so Camavinga's responsibility was to mark Kevin De Bruyne. But given how Real Madrid stopped trying to own the possession of the ball and create any attacks, Man City were able to get more players between the lines, and they followed that up with the fourth goal. A very low defensive block showing how Real Madrid were just leaving the ball to Man City and waiting for the final whistle. To avoid what happened last time, Man City kept the high tempo and applied high pressure again. On the other hand, Real Madrid concentrated on the quick transitions whenever they have the chance, and they managed to score the third goal from a penalty after winning a free kick outside the box. Overall, it was a great tactical game from both managers, but Guardiola managed to secure the win. Who do you think would win in the second leg? And what tactic do you think helped Man City come on top? So that was it guys, I hope you have enjoyed the analysis. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.